Hello and welcome to the first episode of Just a Fan. This is a new type of podcast that I will be trying, as I am a film fan. And previously, I was trying to um, cover many different areas and many different sports that I'm not super knowledgeable about, but just really like talking about. The only issue was that I'm super knowledgeable about all of them, and I'm not claiming to be super knowledgeable about Fulham. But it's just something I really enjoy doing, and even if 10 people watch, then that it will make me more than happy. But the whole point of this is to have an experience and a um, type of video that is more just fan to fan. Um, Someone that isn't the most knowledgeable, someone that isn't the most analytical, and just trying to have a good time and pass by like 10 minutes of your day. Once a week, twice a week. I might try and live stream some of the matches. Um, but really just trying to just have an interaction between fans. Um, so first off, I want to explain who I am. Um, I was a Fulham fan. I went to London 10 years ago and went to a Fulham match. Fell in love with it. Haven't been in a while. I went last year, one match, and it was against Aston Villa at home. Terrible match to go to. We lost 3-0. Oh, could not have seen the place more dead. You know what I mean? It was truly not the best impression of Craven Cottage for me, since I had been there a while. I just went this past weekend against Tottenham, one of the best matches I've ever been to. It was tremendous. Seeing Ryan Sessengon go for that goal, I mean, he was being tugged left and right, and I was in awe because he's not one of our stars. Arguably now he should be. He's really shown his form over the past couple of matches, and it's really been impressive. But I mean, just seeing him be able to do that um, against his former club, um, who he quite honestly did not play the best with, was just truly amazing. And I don't know if anyone else was there, but if you listen back to the highlights, oh my gosh, you can hear the fans chanting. It was one of the best atmospheres I've been in London and in Fulham and just generally. And I personally try and travel quite a bit, and I try to experience as many different things as possible. Like I go to hockey matches in Scandinavia, I go to football matches in Italy, I go to many different places, and this was one of the best experiences I've had. Maybe it's because it's my own personal team, but yeah. Um, so that was amazing. And seeing Munoz score that goal because the whole match, it had felt like we were kind of going back and forth. It was a tug and war. Neither team was really playing very, they were playing at equal strengths. Tottenham will go forward and then they wouldn't get anything. And then Fulham would go forward and they wouldn't get anything. So when all the Fulham players were just packed in that box, okay, if you look back at the highlights, you'll see what I mean. If you, there was loads of players, Tottenham and Fulham in the box. And I was just wondering how we were going to get it to someone so that they could get a proper shot off. You know what I mean? And I thought a player was going to take too early of a shot and just miss. And it just worked out perfectly to where Munoz was able to get the ball and then just shoot it immediately. And it was a beautiful finish, quite honestly. Maybe it was a stroke of luck. Maybe it was pure skill. I've heard many different arguments. You can let me know what you think, but just being able to make it in that bottom left corner. Um, well, his bottom left corner. Um, it's just amazing. And after 80 minutes of trying for that was really amazing to be able to witness. So personally, I would say Munoz was my man of the match. I thought he was just, as soon as he came on, he was um, a big factor. And um, it was just amazing. Willian, him starting, talking to me. I mean, how old is the guy? Like, and he was starting for us, and we're pushing for Europe. Okay, but let's be real. We've been pushing for Europe for like the whole season. We'll win against Tottenham. People will say we're going for Europe. We're going for Conference League, and then we'll lose the next match terribly to Ipswich or someone, or Southampton. We'll lose to Southampton, or draw with Southampton, and then boom, now we're going to be mid-table. You know what I mean? So we're going back and forth between Europe and being devastated, Europe and devastated, and really hoping that carries forward. But now, let me tell you what, our focuses need to be trained on the FA Cup. Lord, I told myself, I was just talking to my friends today, if we make the FA Cup final, I will go to London. I will go to Wembley and I will watch that match in person because that would be one of the biggest full matches that I could watch personally as a fan in my time of being a fan. Because as you can probably hear in my voice, I'm American, and I do not currently live in America, but I do not currently live in London. Okay. Um, so it's not super hard for me to get to London, but it's certainly not in my city. You know what I mean? Um, but being in America, I wasn't a huge fan. I went to that one match, kind of softly supported them through those championship Premier League team where they bounce back and forth, back and forth. I would ask my dad how they do this week or how they've been doing this month. Terribly or really well, and that's how I'd follow them. Now for the past 2 years, I've been watching more. That's what makes me feel comfortable enough to do this. I hope some people, other people find the appeal for this type. This is just gonna be an introductory episode mainly, and a little bit about the Tottenham match. Um, just let me know. Because I do have a lot to say. I mean, I can talk some ear off, you know what I mean? And I really would like to foster a Fulham community because I think that's something that some people that I really look up to, Fulhamish, the podcast, they really do really well at. And that's something I think more people could do. And they do a really great job at it. And I'm hoping I can kind of be in that Venn diagram where we overlap on what we do, to where I'm more just relaxed and just a fan, That's what I'm going to be titling this, just a fan, because I am just a fan. I don't I don't fancy the analytics, If I start learning them, that's fine. But also, I'll tell you what, Robinson, one of my favorite players. And I was looking at the player ratings, 8.0 rate. Pretty amazing. He's been phenomenal. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think about this because I did notice some attention on my other episodes talking about many different leagues, but I just didn't feel it was right for me personally because I could talk about them. Yeah, I mean, you can let me know if you want to go back to them, but I didn't feel right about me talking about them if I wasn't super knowledgeable about them. You know what I mean? Because I would be talking about this, I'll be talking about that. And I understand people enjoy that. Like, I love part of the interruption where they do that. But they've been in journalism for 40 years. I have not. Okay. I haven't even been alive for 40 years. I don't know if you've noticed. But yeah, just let me know. Because, yeah, I have a lot to say. I understand there's only 8 or so weeks left in the Premier League season. Over the summer, I would be talking about transfer news and also I would be doing some Fulham, if I end up doing this more consistently, which I hope to do, and some Fulham uh, FIFA gameplay because I think it's fun. And I just got whooped in FIFA an hour ago, so it wouldn't hurt me to be practicing a little bit more, because let me tell you what, I'm just a fan in FIFA as well because Lord Almighty, that people that my friends that I play against, they have no life because they play incessantly, and I really need to work on that. Yeah, just let me know what you guys think. I think the Tottenham match was a great bouncing pad into that FA Cup. Obviously, we lost to Crystal Palace a couple weeks ago now, but I think everyone can agree that wasn't our strongest game. And if we come back on, I think Traore was amazing as well. I mean, it was just something off of Wobie was a risky move, but I think that whole match was just managed perfectly by Marco Silva. And yeah, I'm really hoping we can go to Crystal Palace. Obviously, Crystal Palace are going in hot as well. They've won their last five straight matches, right? So both teams are going off a win. Crystal Palace are a little bit hotter, but if we can make it through Crystal Palace, which we should, just gonna look up now. Um, the team left are not the strongest. You have Fulham versus Palace, Brighton versus Forest. So realistically, probably Forest. Preston North End. who we do not want to see them again because we all know what happens in the Carabao Cup. Oh boy. Against Villa. So realistic Villa and Bournemouth for City, which I would say that's I'd say that's the closest match. I would put City, but I wouldn't be shocked if Bournemouth won that. I would obviously get predictions to all these matches before they occur. So realistically, it'd be Fulham versus Forest, Villa, or City. Obviously, we have beaten Forest before. Um, Villa, I think would be a bit. Well, obviously, City we lost to, but if you were watching that match, you would know if Adama Traore could finish the ball, we would have whooped them. So there were some crazy misses in that game. So honestly, Villa, I think would be one of the hardest matches to face personally, considering my PTSD from last year when I went there. I mean, it was shocking. I would leave the stand and it was silent. I'm like, oh, I paid 150 quid to come and see this, to see us get whooped. And then I got heckled by Villa fans on my way back home. So I was staying up in North London. Are you kidding me? That was torture. I was like, I'm like every minute goes by, I'm like, that's a tenner. That's a tenner that just went out the door, and I just witnessed us get whooped. So, oh, yeah, it was good to go back and get a win. Um, but yeah, let me know if you guys want anything that I haven't mentioned, other than live streaming the games and playing dead FIFA. I'm hoping this gets some traction. Obviously, yeah, I'm just looking forward to everything. Thank you guys so much. That's awkward. No, yeah, thank you guys so much. Let me know, give me any suggestions. I'm completely open. I want this to be kind of like a vessel for you guys, for Fulham fans or any fans. And honestly, if you're not a Premier League fan and you're seeing this, or you don't have a club yet, I would choose Fulham because if you hear people talk about Fulham, the way they talk about it is so passionately, and they all have a unique story. And obviously, you can find that with every club. Okay, no club is like every club that acts like that's different. Like, oh, our fans pick us and they find the best reasons. That is, let me hold you right there. Okay, every club you could go to Liverpool and you'd find people that are like, oh, this I was depressed and started watching Liverpool. You know, how many people like that? Like, and you could go to Frankfurt, find people that are like, Frankfurt changed my life, you know? So no club is gonna have the better story than everyone else. But Fulham, I don't know if you guys heard that, but there was a loud thump. Um, um, but Fulham fans are truly amazing, and it is a great club to support. And if you're looking for a club that it will always keep you on your toes, I would always choose Fulham. And it is an amazing club to support. Go on, Fulham.